Good Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. I'm glad you joined us for the stream this morning. There is a weather impact alert out today. That's because of a high fire danger north of I-10. So we're talking about Hardin County, Tyler County, Jasper and Newton counties through about 6 o'clock for this evening. Does not include Orange and Jefferson County, but we're dry here as well. So I would not burn. If I had a chance to burn today, I wouldn't do it. Wait till we get a little bit better conditions. You can burn, maybe a little bit more humidity, a little less winds, because today we have very low humidity and our winds are kicking up as well. Rest of the day forecast calling for temperatures in the upper 60s today. We'll be into the lower 60s by 6 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock we'll be in the 50s. We'll stay in the 50s overnight, so no freezing temperatures in the morning. You don't have to deal with any of that frost or the cold tomorrow. We'll be just maybe some lightweight jackets, as we'll be a little bit cool in the morning. Allergy report showing tree high again today. That's the time of year where it is high. Mold is low, and we won't have to talk about the weed and grass. There's nothing there. That should be a 0, not a 6. So let's take a look outside, and there's plenty of blue skies out there for this afternoon. We just have a few high clouds, and you can see those on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Of course, this is the Horseman's Western Store. Looks like Orange is looking pretty good over there. And then we take you over to our 12 News studio right here, a camera out on our tower looking down on I-10. Once again, looks like traffic is going smoothly. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing, but you can see some of those really thin high-level clouds coming in from the north for today. In the upper atmosphere, the clouds are coming in from the north, and then at the surface, we have the winds coming in off the Gulf, and that hopefully will moisten us up a little bit by late in the day into this evening. But for today, the humidity is very low, and with that low humidity, we're talking about 30–40%. That's leading to possibility of fire danger. And it could even be a lower humidity up towards the lakes area. We're talking maybe 20% up there. Speaking of the lakes, here is Jasper. Looking at the Jasper County Courthouse, brought to you by Provalis, with some of those high clouds overhead. All right, let's take a look at temperatures right now, and we're working our way into the 60s. 61 in Jasper, 65 in Silsbee, Orange at 62, about 63 in Beaumont, also 63 in Port Arthur, Lake Charles at 62, Huntsville 62, Conroe 62, and Houston 63. So pretty uniform temperatures, a lot of lower 60s out there. Here's the problem, it's the winds. Winds are gusting up there between 15 to 25 miles per hour. You can see 18 in Orange, 18 in Beaumont, 21 in Port Arthur, and 22 in Jasper. So if we see anything as far as a fire or anything like that with these wind gusts, that could spread pretty quickly with a lot of fuel out there as far as dry grass, brush, and things like that. So that's why we asked, really shouldn't be doing any burning today, even though there's no official burn bans out. If you get that fire gets away from you a little bit with these winds, it could cause a lot of problems, especially if you live up in the rural areas up there in the piney woods. You could run into some problems. So not a good idea to be doing any burning. We do have that high wildfire danger till 6 o'clock this evening, basically a red flag warning. And once again, that's north of I-10 for the counties there. As we take a look at what you can expect, low humidity, dry fuels, like I said, windy conditions like I just explained, that could cause some problems as far as wildfires. So just reduce activities that could ignite fires. Anything outside could cause a spark or something like that. Best just maybe not do that for today. And it doesn't look like we'll see the same conditions tomorrow as the atmosphere starts to get a little bit more humid, and wildfire danger will be a little bit less as we head towards the end of the week, even though we're going to be still fairly dry out there. Here's our drought monitor, and since December 1st, we're over 4 inches behind for that time period, and since the beginning of the year, we're a little over 2 inches behind. So that has led to a level 3 severe drought for places like Jasper County, Tyler, Hardin, and sections of Jefferson County, a little section of Orange County as well. And then there's a moderate drought for most of Newton County, Orange County, and also down into Jefferson County. So a big problem. We need the rain. We just don't really see it in our 7-day forecast. Maybe a sprinkle on Thursday, that's about it. This is only probably going to get worse over the next couple of weeks instead of getting better. So that's why you really need to watch any type of burning outside. And you can see there's nothing going on. We're not the only ones not getting the rain. There's no rain all the way from New Mexico all the way into Georgia for today. High pressure taking over and going to keep us nice and quiet. Except for these high level clouds coming through, we really don't see anything going on as far as any active weather as we continue to be pretty high and dry across southeast Texas. As we check satellite and radar around the rest of the country, there are some areas that are getting some precipitation. Now, up towards New England, you heard Patrick talk about it and me yesterday, where they were getting a huge snowstorm, big nor'easter there. That's finally pulled away, so things are quieting down there, but still they got a lot of snow to try to deal with in that part of the country. They are seeing some lake effect snows up towards the Great Lakes, parts of the UP of Michigan, looks like in the northern parts of Wisconsin getting a little bit of snow, a little bit of wintry activity there. You can definitely see that northern jet stream kind of streaking across the northern part of the country. And then northern Rockies also getting some snows, some winter weather advisories there, and looks like Northern California, Southern Oregon getting some pretty heavy rains for today, and I'm sure they're getting some snow up in the high Sierra there. Let's look at our futurecast for today, and temperatures starting in the lower 60s will climb to the middle to upper 60s for later on this afternoon, and then as we head towards tonight, temperatures start to drop off into the 50s, and with partly cloudy skies overnight, those south winds, I don't think we'll see temperatures drop out of the 50s. So tomorrow morning, a lightweight jacket, that's about it. You won't need a heavy coat or anything like that. You'll have to wait for the window to defrost tomorrow morning, and we'll stop at the 50s. And then tomorrow, we'll see temperatures even warmer. We'll climb up into the 70s for tomorrow afternoon. We're looking at some middle, maybe even a few upper 70s across southeast Texas, and it's going to be a little bit better of a day as far as just outside enjoying some warmer temperatures. For today along the coast, there is a small craft. Use some caution out there. South winds at 10 to 20 knots, seas from about 2 to 3 feet. Going to be rough on the inland lakes and bays today, so not the greatest day for the boat. Texas Point, you can see the winds there out south at 18, gusting to 21. Water temperature there at about 66. Only one high tide, and we've already passed that for today. That was at 11:12 for this morning. Our sun sets at about 6:12 for this evening. So forecast for today, weather impact alert for everywhere north of I-10. We're talking inland southeast Texas and the lakes, as we could see some problems. If we see any type of fires set off, they could spread pretty quickly, so we're going to watch out for that. And then even though Jefferson and Orange counties are not officially under the red flag warning, I wouldn't be doing any burning here either, and just take precautions. We'll see south winds at about 10 to 15 throughout the entire area today. Partly cloudy for tonight, south winds at 5 to 15, temperatures only back into the 50s, some middle to lower 50s there. And then as we check our 7-day forecast after today's weather impact alert, we should be okay after that. Start to get a little bit more humidity in here with those south winds really kicking in about 10 to 20 tomorrow out ahead of that front that's coming through on Thursday. Now that will give us some more cloud cover, but at this point it doesn't look like we'll see much relief as far as rain. Maybe a few sprinkles, an isolated shower, that's about it as that front comes through. And the front is Pacific front. It's not a northern Canadian cold front, so really not going to cool us down. Matter of fact, if anything, we'll see some cooler morning lows, but the afternoons stay pretty steady between about 78 and 80 each afternoon. So it's going to be a warm period all the way through the rest of the week into your weekend and into early next week. And like I said, there's just no real chance for rain out there. There are some indications, some of the computer models, maybe later next week, that we do get some rainfall, but at this point, it doesn't look like it's really in the cards as we go through the weekend. So we got our fingers crossed that maybe we can get some rain in here fairly soon, or at least hopefully by next week. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to put up a number at the bottom of your screen. This number is the number for our phone, 409-749-9302. It's not a phone you can call and get weather information that way. It's a number that you can text a weather question to, and we'll try to answer it as quickly as we can. I look at the phone during the mornings. Patrick checks it out in the evenings, and if you have a weather question, we'll get back to you as quick as we can and give you an answer. If you have a van outside or something you're looking for, maybe you want the forecast for maybe not Monday of next week, but maybe Tuesday, we could probably give that to you, something like that. So 409-749-9302. Appreciate you watching this stream. Patrick's going to be back later on tonight. He'll be doing another weather stream from 6:30 to 6:45, and I believe they're doing a new one at about 9 o'clock each evening as well. So